Hi guys, so today I'm going to be bringing to you a guide about Squall Desync. Squall Desync is one of our most useful and practical desyncs, which every Ice Climbers player should know. The main uses of Squall Desync is that it helps make Squall, which is our side B, a much safer move than it already is, because you can do it after drifting away from an opponent, after like hitting their shield, for example. And it also leads into some very good combo follow-ups if you hit the opponent, such as that. Firstly, I'll show you how it works and what inputs to do, and I'll also explain exactly how Squall Desync works. After that, I'll show you applications of Squall Desync, such as how you can set up a blizzwall after drifting away from an opponent's shield, as well as some combos using it. I'll also be explaining some counterplay that you might encounter, and I'll give you some tips on how to deal with it. So here's how to do it. Towards the end of the Squall animation, you have a small window to buffer an action for Nana, and then in the final 6 frames, there is another window to buffer an action for Popo. If you do it correctly, Nana will read the first action that you buffered, and Popo will read his action. So I'll demonstrate it now. There we are. The reason that we can desync off of Squall is because Nana is brought forward 6 frames when using Squall, breaking the usual rule of Nana having a 6-frame delay between reading inputs. Therefore, in the last 6 frames of Squall's animation, Nana will not have read any of those inputs as she has to reset that 6-frame buffer window. However, if you input something for Popo, that will override the move that he would otherwise have buffered for him. Hopefully that all made sense, and boring time is over now. It's important to buffer an action for Popo, because if you don't, Nana won't do her move either. The action for Popo can be literally anything, such as crouching, walking, jumping, shielding. It just has to be an action. So, see how I did a shield for Popo and blizz for Nana. That's Popo doing an action so that Nana does hers. If I do blizz with the same timing, and then I don't do an action for Popo, Nana doesn't do it. So, again, that was the correct timing for Squall Desync, but I wasn't doing something for Popo, so Nana didn't do it. And that was me just buffering something like a jump for Popo, and as you can see, Nana did a blizz. The way that I do Squall Desync is I look for the blue swinging particles that the final hit gives off, the ones trailing the hammers. You should be able to see it. I'll circle it in post so you can, but yeah. So, and then I use these as like a visual cue to figure out when I should be inputting Nana's move, and then I use them being completely gone as a way to input Popo's move. So I can see the particles, and then I input Nana's move. So I can see like the swinging lines, and then when they disappear, that's when I do Popo's move. So it's a pretty rough timing, but that should give you a pretty good understanding of when it is. Also, there's an input viewer in the top left you can see, so you can obviously use that to follow along and figure out when the correct timing should be. It might be off by a few frames, so just be careful, but yeah, it's close enough. So now just give it a go. Like, try doing Squall and then doing an option like Blizzard for Nana and Shield for Popo. If both climb a shield, you input Popo's shield way too early. So like that. And if they both blizz, then you input blizz a little bit too late. So hopefully that shows you what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to be going over the application of Squall Desync. Just before I got you to try out doing blizz shield using Squall Desync, and this is one of the best options that we can do. If the opponent is shielding Squall, obviously you want to put as much space between them and you before they have a chance to punish you, because the closer you are, the more likely you are to eat an out of shield option. And since Squall is pretty unsafe, it's minus 21 on shield, you can eat like a Ganondorf up smash if you don't space it properly. But what you can do instead is mash B a little bit towards the end of Squall, and this gives you a lot more options with how you drift. So that's a lot of space, where I managed to start over here. Let's just assume the Mario spacing back air really well. I managed to clip him with Squall, which would presumably be his shield, and then I managed to drift away this far. This is like 2 initial dash lengths, which is a really, really long way. Essentially, what you're trying to do is create space and then throw out blizz with Nana, and then you're shielding with Popo. This means that you can set up a bunch of different things from it. You can set up like a blizz. I'm just going to show you. You can set up blizzwall, that kind of stuff. One common thing of counterplay that you might see is the opponent trying to jump over you and punish you for using Squall and trying to Squall Desync. So this is quite a dangerous situation for us, because if you're using Squall Desync, Nana is vulnerable, meaning that if she gets hit by a move, we get separated by that move, which is just really, really not fun. We don't want to be separated as ice climbers. Something that we can do to avoid this situation happening is, after using Squall Desync, if you notice the opponent's trying to go above you, you can up tilt them with Popo. Up tilt is a really, really strong anti-air. It's one that beats out a lot of hitboxes coming from above. Now I'll go over some combo potential that we have with Squall Desync. So the main combo that you're going to be looking for off of Squall Desync is hitting them with the final few hits of Squall, and then doing up tilt shield. So up tilt with Nana, shield with Popo. And if they get hit by Nana's up tilt, you're in quite a strong position to follow up from there. So I'll show you what I mean by this. So I'm going to hit Mario with the final few hits of Squall. So that's just one example of something you can do. Obviously the grab there, don't do the grab because it doesn't hit, obviously, but yeah, so that's just using Squall Desync to start a combo. So I'll try use Squall Desync to show you just a more optimized combo, just a better combo. So sometimes the opponent is able to air dodge out before they get hit by the up tilt, but as long as they have at least 8% or so on them, then they should get hit by up tilt before they can air dodge out. Another follow-up I've seen is something similar to the Murasat combo using Squall Desync and after Squall. I'm not sure how true it is, and from a brief glance over the frame data, I don't think it is, but it's still cool, so I'll include it anyways, because it looks cool. Yeah, so something a little bit like that. The only problem is, most of the time, they're at too high a percent, and the Nana's forward air sends them into tumble, meaning that there's not any strictly true follow-ups off of it, because they can tech out. And one final thing I actually forgot to mention with using Squall to combo the opponent, you do need to mash B a little bit towards the end of Squall, just to give you the extra horizontal momentum to be able to follow the opponent as they get hit by the final hit. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave them down below, and yeah, have a lovely day.